Hi, I'm Pete, and this is Eat at Pete's. And I'm on vacation. It's one of the things we like, to have as a snack food or just something to have around when we're on vacation is guacamole. And mine's not exactly the guacamole necessarily that you're used to, but I happen to be in Florida, Southwest Florida, and they've got these great big avocados, and they're really good. So I'm going to get started on this. Actually, I like some onion in mine, but I like it really finely chopped, and I only need about a quarter of this, just smaller than a softball size onion. So I'm going to make this about as thin as I can. If I make this onion really fine, you get the good flavor, but you don't get chunks and it doesn't get overwhelming. So that's about all of that I need, and it looks like most of it's all going to break up really small. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right into my bowl. We'll get tomato here. I just want to take the core out so I can just come around, rotating. Then I'm going to take and run it end for end. And I'm going to let the blossom end actually take care of holding things together. I'm also going to chop this up pretty small. If you like it chunky, make it chunky. We'll see if that looks like enough once we get our avocado in. On the avocados, you can just start right at the top, slice down. Well, let's actually back up for a second. Picking a nice ripe avocado, you go through them and you squeeze them just a little bit. You don't need to go much. You're looking for just like, you can feel like maybe a 1/16 of an inch of, but you don't want to squeeze them and have them be like, oh, my fingers are going to go right through. So you want a little squeeze out of them, and then we can come around, and we could stop right there and rotate, and we would have a pit stuck in one side. But what we can do, we can go ahead and go on a 90-degree to where we were just at. So now we have quarters, and the quarters will just pop right off the pit. We've got our pit, set that aside, and then we can just grab, on a good ripe one, you can just grab and run your thumb right under there, and it will peel right out of there. Sometimes they don't always peel off perfect, but you just get underneath it and keep going. There we go. It looks like I got one little spot to deal with here. Take that scoop out of there. Go, and another little spot right there. And then rather than mashing them all up, I just slice them. And then as I stir them, they'll get mashed up enough. Run that into the bowl. All right, I'm going to grab myself a spoon. And I like to start off with the salt. You can always add more later, but start off with somewhere around a teaspoon. It'll take on quite a bit of salt. And then I prefer mostly lime juice. But if you like lemon, go with a little lemon. You just start with a little, well, maybe a tablespoon. It's all going to depend on how big your avocados are, and how many of them you've got. And just work that in. Lost a little bit there. Get that back in. I'll do a little more lime. I want to go just until I'm kind of got some collecting in the bottom. That's where I like to be. We'll give it a little bit of garlic powder here, because I like my garlic. All right, I'll give that a taste. Give it a little final salt to taste. That was really good. I think I hit it on the salt right away. It's nice and bright. It's clean. It's really simple. And man, I can't imagine what they would even charge for that much guac at a store pre-made. I think the avocados were 2 for $6, and tomatoes were $1.99, and we happen to have the onion already, so it's not a lot. Thanks and enjoy.